Hello and welcome to Supreme Commander Forge Alliance Forever. We got Turan versus Lo playing Seraphim, and we're on Seraphim Outpost. This map was in ladder long while ago, made by Speed 2. A nice updated version, which removes all the ice from around these things, which you would have to click on for a good build order. 10x10 map, 4 main bases. Couple of bases here in the middle, some stuff inside craters. Walkway here at the back, which is a common raiding spot. Some reclaim scattered just all over the place, really. This is nice to get for your opening build order. Go along here, get the mechs, get this T2 transport, some trees maybe. Some outlying hydros, actually a few of them. Oh, this one actually has a Seraphim wreck on it. Didn't realize. So if you're Seraphim, you can build that even faster. Actually, that's pretty funny to be honest. Slow going second land with only 3 pigeons, making use of the tree groups around. There's not that many, but oh, he's making it work. Needs to get this shit pretty quick. That's a very, very carefully balanced build order there. Turan with his Ludwig van Beethoven Opus 61 D major name going second land. He's slower because he made more pigeons and didn't assist. Zlo is actually assisting his ACU there. Very fast. There's quite a lot of resource in this map. There's also the jammer. There used to be a jammer, but it was kind of broken. You couldn't actually. You're supposed to be able to remove the jammer, but that didn't work. So Speed removed it. Also, people were crying about the jammer. How it was annoying. It would send up fake signals of bombers and stuff, which was kind of funny. So there's pigeons here to reclaim. I don't know exactly if the buildings have anything in them. They probably have a bit. Pigeons certainly do. So they're worth, I mean, you could capture them even, but that's quite energy intensive. It would save you mass. If you reclaim them, you get the mass, but it takes a while to reclaim because the speed you reclaim live buildings at is determined by the power cost of the building. So you need quite a lot of power to build a PGen, so you need some time to reclaim it. If you capture it, then it costs no mass, but it will cost you the energy, and you can capture twice as fast as you can build it, and it takes the full energy cost. So if you can follow any of that, then good job. You probably can't though. It's quite confusing to remember all of it. Dams fighting. Nice dodging from Slow. Dams are quite good to dodge because they have that slow fire rate and the alpha damage. Unfortunately, he was 2v1. He now changed his target actually, do you see that? He was shooting this one originally, and somehow, I think purely by accident, Turan just put his high health tank in the way of the low health one, which saved it. So there's a couple of Ilshi wrecks here. Very important piece of mass on the map. Some reclaim in mid and more P-gens to get. And generally at the start, Takes a while to get across to this base, but PD here is good. There's also these walls around, which look quite nice. Quite cool walls, and they break up parts of the map, create little choke points. Down here we have more mass. It seems like these buildings are the same as the ones in mid, so they don't have any mass in them. Raids being caught. ACU generally moves across. You can also go vertically with the ACU. Generally it moves left because you can take a lot of damage from this side if you don't hold this base and you let units go past here. They can get in behind you, get in and raid quite a few places, so generally it's pretty good to put your ACU on the far side. Where is Lowe's ACU? Still in the base. It's also a map where you can eco a lot because you get some nice reclaim at the start, and you have the hydrocarbons, which you can see low is much faster to hydrocarbons as low would be. Air very important here. Often see T2 air on this map. Also, it's a very flat map, so you're not gonna have terrain problems with many units that often do have problems shooting the ground. Slow, looking good. Hasn't moved his ACU over here, so he's gonna have to commit a lot of tanks to secure this location. I think it's definitely worth sending an engineer early to steal your opponent's reclaim there. Because I mean, it's like 500 mass, 600 mass. Pretty important. Turan needs to expand faster. I don't see a dead engineer here. So he hasn't been raided, he just hasn't taken these mexes, and also not these this hydrocarbon. You have a transport, okay. That's one way to expand. Wonder what he's doing there. Also don't know why he doesn't make that mex. So let's see, what's the plan for these guys? If tanks in the base with a bad rally point. ACU pushing up, I like this. Getting some damage in. Getting some kills for his vets. Just taking advantage of the slow playstyle of leaving your ACU in the base for the early game. So this mex you can just walk to the edge and build with the ACU. This one I might be too far away. But yeah, I think if you're dropping yours, there's not really much point in dropping your opponent's crater because this an RT will just kill it, so you can't really steal your opponent's craters or anything like that, unfortunately. RTs will just kill your engineer and the mechs. This is a low. I think he was coming down here to steal some reclaim, but it's already been sucked up. You can, yeah, the water on the sides allows you to actually make T2 Navy and make cruisers, which can attack your opponent's main base or attack your opponent's second base. I mean, you're probably going to want to attack the main base, really, if you're going to invest in T2 Navy. And it's actually pretty useful and strong if you get to that stage of the game and you can invest in that. Slow is going to T2 air now. We've just had T1 spam everywhere, and it hasn't really achieved that much. This is a pretty good raid. These mechs is still not built. Oh, that's a dead NG. Damn. It's pretty bad to not have these mexes for like the entire game. Slow appears, and that's one reason he he just comes out of his base at the last minute. Is you don't know where he's gonna be, and Turan was not paying attention. He probably just expected him to be in this location, but he's shown up, and Turan could have well died there. I mean, he's now having to pull all of his tanks in to support. He's starting Tech 2 Air, but he does not have the power to upgrade that right now. He's assisting it quite heavily. Oh no, look at this. He could be losing this Hydro, which would be pretty vicious, and the timing is very painful. Turan attempting to suicide. He saves himself. And now he has the T2 air out. Not making a T2 P-gen. Needs to get these Hydros again. And attempt to... Well, it looks like he has all of his units here now. If he can get this reclaim back, he can come back into the game. But right now it looks pretty bad for him. Slow has nice map control, but the gunships are doing well. Just needs to pick off the anti-air first and then go to work. Doesn't want to land his inties. Yeah, he should keep going with the gunships. Although you can see he's low. There's nice defensive positions here. T2 radar. It was paused, but now it is dead. Yeah, I don't think that's a very good place for T2 radar. It's not defensible there. Gunships raiding. There's a T2 mechs waiting to be killed here. Turan just reclaiming this mass, getting it pretty quickly. He has no commander upgrade though, and Slow starting T2 again. I think he started. He must have retreated. He didn't feel safe where he started the upgrade. He could just take a drop into the water and upgrade it there. That would be pretty stealthy. Oh my goodness, he did actually kill that T2 mechs. That hurts. One gunship. The power of the Seraphim gunship. Still bad rallies here. Just leaving units in the base. And no T2 land, like what's going on here? Where's the T2 land, guys? Even, I mean, just for the flak, T2 land is so much better than T1 land. But just sticking on T1. And it's just getting raped by gunships. That's some interesting micro from both players, and Turan wins out. There's quite a lot of T1A mixed in now, and some static A, and the gunships go down. There's enough Zuis here to just run over these defenses, but there's no anti-air, so the bombers can do some damage. Slow does love to do this, just spam those Seraphim bombers, just put them in all these places where you have to clean them up. And he's actually going to kill this hydrocarbon. And here's another bomber coming to the back. Bomber over here, just being annoying. And it just takes away so much APM from you when you have to just go clean up every single bomber and there's just 5 spread all across your base. Just pissing you off. This T2 support factory is gonna die. It has no protection. Where's Turan's ACU gone? Back to base. He has air control. He has to use his air constantly though, just to clean up these bombers. I think versus low, it's definitely worth investing in some of these anti-air towers. Like if you had one here, one here. They're only 150 mass, and now it's low making a TML, and we have a nice drop there, and that's just gonna run over this base. But there's so much T1 land, and Turan is just in no position to stop it. Can it get through to his P-gens? Actually, all the T1 land needs to do is attack this TMD. That would be the perfect target. Because there is a TML. Oh, there's actually two TMDs that need to be killed. Oh, Arties, the flak is here. And that's instant 16 kills, triple vet on that flak. Nice rating. Will he get... He should get this max. There's more rating here. But all his mass is getting sucked up by his low. And we actually have Notas out now. And just more T2 drops, RT drops planned. This TML hasn't got any kills. It has full clip now. 8 missiles waiting. And here come the Notas. And there goes the TMD. Instantly now, the missiles are firing. I have a drop here, which does some damage. And these P-gens go down. Turan is not happy with his performance. And his classic first game of the day excuse. It is his favorite one. Yeah, nice abuse, nice use of Seraphim transports, nice use of the Nota. You can see he just pops that TMD instantly, and the missiles come raining in. So I think Slow had a better build order. Also, he really caught Turan off guard with the ACU. The T2 land switch did not work out at all for Turan. He was under so much pressure here already that he didn't actually have time to get Ilshis out, and he actually just got run over in many places by Thams. Maybe he needed some more PDs to help him transition to T2 land or something like that. He was under pressure a lot in this game. Slow just has no T2 maxes as well in his main base. He made a couple. This was T2, and it got raided. But generally, he was going on very little eco. I think Turan perhaps maybe ecoed a bit too much, along with that T2 land. Need a bit more defenses. Well played from Zlo. I think we'll check out another game. Uh, hmm. Let's see. See, I want to show some maps that haven't been shown before, but I don't see a Melancholy Hill game. That's really what I want to show. Or Quantum C. Do we have any Quantum C? Apologies for the delay. I'll just grab one. Okay, here we go. Let's try this one. We'll just run through it quickly enough. Quantum C. So it's a real weird map. I think nobody actually... I haven't seen anyone play it and actually play it well, or get the map really. So strange map. This is another one of those All these maps used to be on, or most of these maps used to be on the old ladder pool, which had about 100 maps on it, and you could select ones which would be you'd be more likely to get them. So this is one of those maps that was on that in that pool, and we have Heaven playing Aeon, and Montana or Mountain playing Seraphim. So yeah, you can see it's an unusual map. I can't think of any map similar. I guess maybe something like Kazam is sort of like it. But yeah, you have four mexes close to you. No other mexes particularly close. You have a base far behind you, and you have four island expansions. So you have a lot of shit here. A lot here. A whole other bases on these islands, but your main base is just directly across from your opponent, pretty far. It's a 20x20 map, but this distance is basically 10x10 base distance in a straight line. So you are quite close to your opponent in comparison to the size of the map. You got some rocks nearby, you have to grab these trees. There's not that many trees. It looks like there's a fuck ton, but there's not. There's quite a few single trees in here. Not a ton of tree groups. In mid, a lot of rocks to be grabbed. They look actually kind of imba. Oh, maybe. They don't look exactly symmetrical, so I'd be worried that one side gets a bit more than the other, but it's a minor difference if there is one there. So what do you want to do? Well, you want to transport fast. You want a transport fast. You can run units across here to raid the back. You should definitely be sending units back here to try and kill the units at the back. You need to send units towards here to defend it, especially versus labs. Labs going to the back is obviously very dangerous. And tanks, I would go second air in this map for sure, no doubt. You can see Heaven going second air. Let's see what he's queued up. Scout 2 inties, scout 2 inties. Yeah, you want to get a transport. I don't see why there's no transport here. It's like, okay, that's a very strange queue. We have like 6 inties and then like 4 bombers. Unusual, and we actually have, oh my goodness, no tanks whatsoever. So don't know why he's not building tanks. I think it's quite slow to send this guy back here. I would send one much sooner. Now you can also send, as this guy is doing, an NG across here to expand. You could send an NG up here, but really you want to drop the places you really want. So say for this side I would be dropping here. This is, your opponent is just not going to be, if he drops back here then fair play, but I think generally dropping down this direction is safer from this spot, and you know the opposite is true for this spot. Safer to drop here, which is very far away from your opponent, and then here where you can actually do some damage. Navy is not important really. Not important, I mean, unless you get into some very late game stuff, I guess the Navy can come into it. But for most of the game, Navy is not gonna be an issue. You don't want to be wasting mass on naval factories in the early game. There is a raid here. You can see no defenses. There's still no tanks, and Heaven has actually got quite a bit of the mass here. Mountain should have sent an NG very early on. He has tanks to defend. Still, I mean, 0 tanks from Heaven. It's really bizarre. He's also not. His inties aren't blocking the air factory of Mountain. They're just patrolling in mid. It's just very strange. I mean, he should just be making sure there can't be any transport or inties or bombers or anything. But he is scouting overhead, trying to keep an eye. Mountain with no expansion back here. There's no dead engineer or anything. He's just not expanded. He expanded to the Hydro and made that instead of making the mexes. Real strange. So Heaven's been denied here at the back. He's not making, he's just making bombers. Mountain needs to switch to mobile anti-airs, get a static anti-air in mid as well. Yep, he's getting that. And Heaven needs to build a transport about 5 minutes ago. Well, maybe not 5. But certainly a while ago now. Bombers aiming at P-gens and mexes. And yeah, when there's interceptors over your air factory, you just need to not build any inties because they'll just instantly die. Just pause your air factory, don't assist it, and then just build and then resume your intie production after your opponent's interceptors have been removed from the area. Selene's, he actually has a Selene on the hydrocarbon to block it being built. Same for a mex back here. This guy is raided in a nice spot. But yeah, he's in danger here at the back of being raided by bombers. Needs to take these guys out. So, strange game so far. Mountain now making his transport. Finally, some tanks from Heaven. He's not really been punished at all for this. There should be tanks all at the back of his base. I guess Mountain did get most of this mid reclaim. If we look at the mass reclaim, yeah, he has 1k more. That's certainly an advantage he got, but the bombers did quite a lot of damage, I think. This walking NG expanded now. And this this factory is now sending units back across the water. That's not ideal. It's poor Aurora are too slow for this. So another raid to the back. There's no PD, no tanks, no radar, and that's dead again. Mountain successfully now drops back here. You want to split up these NGs. This is a big area, so you want to drop down here to get this stuff and just split your NGs up all across the place to grab the mexes as fast as possible. And it looks like Mountain's suiciding his air to try kill an empty transport. Good kills at the back here. Does he know what's going on? He knows there's a base here, he knows there's shit here, so this is problematic for him now. He needs to find... Oh, actually, Heaven has not dropped back here yet. He's now dropping there. Let's see, will he split? No, he's not splitting his NGs either. Also, he only has 24 HP on that transport. It's pretty risky. Bombers cleaning up these raids. There's no anti-air sent with these guys, so they will die pretty easily. Mountain taking some damage, dishing some out to these squishy Aurora. We don't have any economy just yet. This transport, yeah, it doesn't look like he can take this island back. There's Aurora roaming the place, and somehow Heaven hasn't got this base yet though. The main base on the island is just there, and Mountain drops it and says, "Thank you very much. I'll take that if you don't want it." And here's trying to do some damage. There's only one, and he just gets wrecked by all those bombers. A lot of units being just spammed into Heaven's units and Commander. Mountain should, I mean, in this commander upgrade is really nice here because it's just com versus com and mostly T1 land in the middle. So commander upgrade is going to be really useful. T2 obviously great for TMLing your opponent's base or getting PDs up to control the area, push your opponent back, or just getting the gun. That's a strange place to upgrade a T2 mechs. Heaven still. Oh, now he briefly sees while he has some power, but yeah, very strange to have this T2 mechs and it's actually just getting wrecked by a nice drop from Mountain. I mean, this area is much safer. His main base is safer. He does have a T2 mechs there actually. Over here, still expansion to be done. So there's a lot of mass on this map, especially after you drop. I mean, there's just mass everywhere. A bit of a fail scouting wise. Actually, no, he's killed this somehow. And actually this factory is dead as well. So I missed how he killed them, but he's successfully retaken that and now dropping to the back with arties. I wonder if he can kill this all these factories. There is an engineer here and here which should be reacting and building factories, but he's actually going to kill all of this with this single T1 drop. Really nice from Mountain. And once he does that, well, the bombers are coming in, but he's doing a lot of damage. He's actually, now that he's retaken this and he has this, he's doing very well in map control. You can see Heaven, he is taking damage and he's mostly focused in mid. He is getting T2 now. We actually have T2 land. We have T2 Mountains retreat. Very, very far back to make this T2. We have a drop and there's an Ilshi on there, so that's a powerful drop, and it looks like Mountain may actually win air despite Heaven having okay micro there. It's pretty good, and actually Heaven is gonna win air somehow. Brought in more reinforcements, but he will lose his transport, which just flew straight through the air fight. A lot of Aurora, but the more Ilshis come out, the worse and worse and worse it gets. These Ilshis taking very little damage, and you see this guy is on 12 kills, this guy on 8. Protected by flak, so there's not going to be any bomber rape. Ilshi dropped to the top here, is aiming. Oh, look at these T2 mexes with very little defenses, and that was not supposed to rhyme. The Ilshi's doing good damage. They don't want to stand still too long, or the fervors will do a lot of damage. Needs to keep moving back and forth. T2 air on the way now. We have the bombers doing a lot of damage, but now the static A is up, they will be killed very quickly. There they go, and you should be able to regain control. Another drop to the back. Ow, that bomb though. Bomb's gonna kill everything. The transport escapes with 4 HP, and this Stam escapes as well. What a dodge. Made him bomb his own air factory. But these Ilshis are not being stopped at all. Let's see what's going on for Heaven now. He's lost so much economy. He's lost 2 T2 mexes back here. He lost this mex back here. He's taking damage here. And he's still trying to eco. You can see Mountain very little eco throughout this game. He may start ecoing now that he has a nice advantage in many areas of the map, but it's mostly just sticking on T1, and these Ilshis are doing insane work. Maybe the range upgrade would have been better for Heaven. I mean, T2PD versus Zooies is not good. That looked like an auto overcharge, which may actually screw him now that the chickens are here. And I think he's dead, actually. I think Heaven's gonna die here. So many chicken bots. And poof. He's gone. T2 land. Feels good. Mountain just sitting at home with his commander upgrade. Lets his Ilshis do the work. You know, delegates. Like a true leader. And, yeah, I think there's a lot of room for improvement on this map. It's a pretty crazy map though. There's nothing really like it. I would say we needed faster transports for sure, especially from Heaven. He actually went second air. I think second air is what you should do. Need to defend your NGs at the back as well. Somehow Heaven got away with making no tanks for the first 5 or 6 minutes. That was a bit silly. Yeah, faster drops. But Mountain did really nicely with the T1 drops, dropping Arty here. I mean, this is a strange mechs upgrade that Heaven had, which got instantly punished. More T2 mechs at the back here that got punished and raided by this Ilshi, which now has, I think it must be the same Ilshi. It has 19 kills, triple vet. Killed basically the entire island with the help of a few times. Very nice drops from Mountain. So yeah, I guess you need defenses on these islands, especially if you're going to tech them. Need some PDs up in the bases, radars to spot the drops. And yeah, Mountain, instead of ecoing, just punished Heaven's ecoing, which was in strange places. If he just ecoed in his base, it would have been much better for him. And eventually he had no land. He only made, like, that's a very few factories, all at T1. It's not going to be any match for 2 T2 support factories on a T2 land HQ, pumping out Ilshis, Zooies, and Flex. So well played, Mountain. Hopefully I can see more games on this map, because it's a pretty fun map and a lot can happen. So I hope that helped. Hope you learned something. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Let's check out the score. So often I'm not in the POV of the players, so I can't even click on the score screen. Here's the score. Mountain sort of just inching ahead. In the end, he got more mass, and actually the energy wasted, you can see there, about half the energy wasted. It's an important stat. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time.